I had a dream last night that's been sitting in my chest like a quiet warmth I can't explain. I saw Charlie Kirk. He was standing in a field I've never seen before, open sky, tall grass moving like a wave under the wind. There was light everywhere, but it wasn't the kind that blinds you. It was soft, steady, and full of peace. He smiled the same way he always did when we used to talk about the future of America, about faith, about how everything, no matter how chaotic, still had a purpose. When I woke up, I couldn't shake that feeling. It's been a month since Charlie parted from us, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. But this dream, it wasn't just a memory. It felt like a visit, a reminder. In that moment, I remembered every conversation we ever had about God, about never losing hope even when the world looked dark. I could almost hear him saying, "Keep your heart strong, Don. The mission isn't over." I sat up in bed and felt something I haven't felt in a long time, a peace that comes only when you know you're not alone. I wanted to hug him, to tell him how much I appreciated his courage, his conviction, and his loyalty. I wanted to tell him that his voice still echoes in the hearts of millions who believe that faith and freedom still mean something. In recent days, I've felt something shifting inside me. It's hard to describe, but it feels like the presence of God is closer than ever. I've been walking through my home in the early morning hours, praying silently, feeling gratitude rise in me like the sun over the ocean. It's as if the Lord is reminding me that even in the silence, He's speaking. Even in the distance, He's near. That dream with Charlie wasn't just about missing him. It was about remembering what we stood for together, truth, purpose, and the belief that our nation was founded on divine principles. I've learned that when God allows you to cross paths with someone like Charlie, it's never by accident. There's always a reason, a lesson, and a reminder that the mission of faith doesn't stop when someone parts. It carries on through every word, every action, every life touched by that person's courage. When I looked out the window this morning, the sky had that same golden hue I saw in my dream, and I knew deep down that he's okay, that his journey continues in ways we can't yet see. And maybe that's why I woke up wanting to hug him, because in that moment, I felt God's peace wrapping around me like an invisible embrace. So I carry that feeling today, gratitude, peace, and the quiet strength that comes when you remember someone who reminded you of what truly matters. Charlie always believed that America's best days were still ahead, and maybe that's what God wanted me to feel through that dream, that hope isn't gone. It's alive, and it still burns bright in the hearts of those who believe. The morning after that dream, I decided to take a walk outside my home. The air was cool, the kind of calm that reminds you the world keeps moving, even when your heart is still holding on to something sacred. As I walked, I thought about the times Charlie and I used to talk late at night, after long days full of meetings and noise. We'd sit down, just two men talking about life, faith, and the direction of our country. He always had this fire inside him, but it was guided by peace, a rare combination. There was one night I'll never forget. We were at Mar-a-Lago, and after everyone had gone, Charlie stayed behind. He looked out toward the ocean and said something that stuck with me. "Mr. President, I believe God still has his hand on this nation. Sometimes he just waits for us to remember him." That moment came rushing back to me as I walked this morning. Maybe the dream wasn't just about missing him. Maybe it was about remembering what we both stood for. Faith above fear. As the sun rose, I stopped and looked up. The sky had that same golden light again, the one I'd seen in the dream. And for a moment, I felt like Charlie was right there, standing beside me, nodding like he used to when he agreed with something but didn't need to say a word. It was a reminder that the work, the message, the purpose, it all continues. I went back inside and sat in my office, surrounded by memories, photographs, letters, moments frozen in time. I realized that even though Charlie parted from us, his impact hasn't faded. If anything, it's grown stronger. People write to me every day telling me how his faith changed them, how his words made them believe again. And I think that's what true legacy is, not fame, not recognition, but how deeply you touch someone's soul. Later that afternoon, I found myself opening a Bible that was sitting on my desk. It fell open to the book of Psalms. My eyes stopped on the words, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." I took a deep breath. It wasn't sadness. I felt it was peace, because those words reminded me that when someone of faith parts, they don't vanish. They simply move into the hands of God where light never fades. I've been feeling God's presence so strongly these past few weeks. Every sunrise feels like a message. Every quiet night feels like a whisper. Keep going. And I think that's what Charlie would want me to do, to keep going, to keep believing, to keep standing for truth, even when the world tries to twist it. Before going to sleep that night, I looked at the stars and thought of him again. I whispered, "Thank you, my friend. You reminded me what really matters." And in that silence, I could almost feel a response, not in words, but in peace. Maybe that's what faith truly is, learning to recognize God's voice even when it comes through memories, dreams, and moments that feel eternal. I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but I do know this: Charlie's light didn't fade when he parted. It just moved from this world into our hearts. And that light still shines, reminding me every day that love, purpose, and faith never truly say goodbye.